Welcome to the Marshall Pruitt Podcast. In our Week in IndyCar, kind of catching up interview series that we're trying to do more of, we have our guy, the Scotty McLaughlin here. Mate, awesome to see you here very recently in Daytona, going for more LMP2 glory with the Tower Motorsports team. Unfortunately, glory did not exactly comply with your wishes, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You got a lot of stuff going on in your life, man, and I would say all positive. So I figured perfect time to catch up on a variety of things. Before we do that real quick, let's give some love and respect to those who support the show. Time to say a big thank you to our show partners on the Marshall Pruitt Podcast, starting with Pfaff Technologies, build-to-print composites manufacturing company. They're specializing in medium to large-scale automotive, motorsports, and military applications. Visit PfaffTechnologies.com, P-F-A-F-F Technologies.com, to learn more about their services and how they can benefit your business. Next, it's the Justice Brothers, makers of premium additives, lubricants, and cleaners, and servicing the automotive and motorsports industries for more than 85 years, with victories in all of the biggest North American motor races, including the Indianapolis 500, the 24 Hours of Daytona. The Justice Brothers products are truly race-proven. Learn about their vast history and range of offerings at justicebrothers.com. If you're fond of awesome motor racing collectibles, including Pfaff Motorsports McLaren gear and goodies, pay a visit to torontomotorsports.com. And finally, we have a new online merchandise home for the podcast, thepruittstore.com. All the show stickers, models, racing memorabilia I'm trying to sell and put towards our fund to buy a house is now live and rocking. thepruittstore.com. So, Mr. McLaughlin, you are, as I have announced to the world, and this might be like the last thing you want because my predictions always fail, but I have you coming off of an amazing 2023 season, Team Penske top representative for Roger Penske in the NTT IndyCar Series Championship. I have you heading into 2024 as one of my true title contenders. I'm not trying to blow smoke or over-amplify things, but how are you feeling? Because you look like a guy to me who's ready to go fight, name all the drivers that you're going to have to knock down to get P1, but you seem like a guy who's ready in a really short amount of time to do that. Am my eyes seeing things that are wrong, or are you feeling like indeed you could get this done if everything works out your way?
No, you're correct. I think awesome to be back on this podcast, Marshall. But yeah, look, it's one of those things where I believe, I've just been on an upward trajectory, and I feel like my confidence level now with the car and whatnot, there's no reason why I can't be competitive here and be right there. So I'm not going to say I'm going to come out and win the championship, but I certainly believe I can contend, and I believe in myself and my ability, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm having a blast, over here in America, and just to be in the spot now, I'm very grateful, and it's got a really, really good team behind me, and with Benny and Malcolm Finch is been my dad or my performance engineer basically the whole time as well. We just got Matt Johnson, my crew chief. We just got a really good team building around us, and it puts a lot of confidence in myself as well, because I'm able to focus on just the driving techniques and what I need to do to be better, I have a blast doing that with those guys. So yeah, look, really feel like we're in a good spot. Hopefully come September, I'm in this podcast as a champ, but who knows?
I love the sound of it. You and your race engineer, Ben Bretzman, have just been a delightful combination since you started working together, and just driving home the fact, Scott, that I know you did the season finale in 2020 at St. Pete, but really this whole journey started for you properly in IndyCar, coming from down under the Australian Supercar Series in 2021. Did your first full season, 14th in the championship, right? Big, huge learning year, everything brand new effectively. And what did you do with one season of major open wheel and IndyCar experience? You rock up in 2022 and finish fourth in the standings, like ridiculous. And you improve that to third in 2023. So again, I don't know if I'm saying anything that's a major revelation, but it's like, for what you've been able to do in such a short amount of time, that is insane. Tell me about that as well, in terms of talent, kind of transporting and being really amazing in other categories. I mean, Marcus Ambrose comes to mind as maybe the first high-profile driver to come over and do this for many years, coming from V8s over to North America. You have certainly placed your stamp already. We got good old Shane Van Gisbergen coming as well. Who knows if hopefully we have Brody Kostecki here sometime soon. I know he's been going through the wars a little bit the last week or so, but mate, it seems like, boy, where's the new factory for just stupid amounts of talent in North America? Look down under.
Yeah. Oh, look, we are very lucky that, New Zealand, Australia really punched above their weight in many cases. And, I think, I'm just in a really good spot with my team and where I'm positioned, like I said, and I think just gives you that confidence to focus on yourself and focus on little bits and pieces. But I tell you what, like going from where we were in 2021 and then trying to find that next jump, that was a jump in itself. And Benny helped me a lot with that and other people around me. But then the next level of trying to go from where I am to someone like Alex Palou or Scott Dixon or even a Joseph or people that have won the championship, it's hard. And this series is no joke, but I think that's what's so addicting to it as well, is just how bloody hard it is. Just trying to find pieces in my repertoire that I take on board and be better every time and be better every year, because I know I have to be. I know everyone else comes back and is super strong as well. So I don't know. I'm just trying to do what I think I'm improving, personal areas and stuff that, I'm not going to bore you now with where I'm improving, because one, I don't want to give it away, and two, I don't want to bore you, but I'm really working hard every off season to look for my flaws and hopefully improve, and hopefully this year is one of those as well.
Apologies, we're doing our best to get a great audio connection here, but with Scotty being in motion right now, we're getting a little bit of interference, but we should be okay.
Is it bad?
No,
or
it's not bad. No. A couple little dropouts. Look, man.
I'm all over the place right now, Marshall.
We're doing sorry. I love the fact that you say right now as if it's any different from any other time, but that's okay. Tell me about this, brother. So coming off Daytona, obviously you had amazing success last year with the Tower team, winning the 12 Hours of Sebring in the LMP2 class. Good, strong team again this year to kick off the year. A little bit of a kick in the nuts, right? Things didn't go exactly your way. For some, they look at the Rolex 24 as like, oh, that's a good warm-up for a guy like Scott, right? And, the other drivers where this isn't their full-time thing, and it didn't work out their way, but, still good kind of warm-up. Can you let folks know that, this isn't your primary championship, but you are there wanting to win and just as competitively minded as you are anywhere else? Like, there's no well, oops, it didn't go well. You're like, damn it, we just put in a lot of work and didn't get what we wanted.
No, I was pissed that we didn't win. I thought we had a really good shot. I thought the Tower crew did an unreal job with it all. And getting the car up to speed. I thought we took a massive step in terms of improving where the car was last year and stuff. Great driver combo and whatnot. Really enjoyed working with the boys there. But I felt like we just chased our tails a little bit that whole race. We got ourselves into a spot and then would fall back again, or something had happened, unfortunately, and it just was up and down. But I thought it was a really good showing. The Tower crew always put a really good spot on, but absolutely, I think that's a great race for anyone to be involved in. I had an absolute blast. It's just so much fun. It's so much fun, and you get out of it, you're completely wrecked, but it's just it's such a good way to start the season. But yeah, absolutely, I want to keep coming back till potentially I can win that race, because it certainly was. I was really pleased for everyone at Team Penske to win, but I was certainly a little bit jealous. I wanted to be a part of it, and at least have a Rolex myself. So it was pretty fun.
What are the odds, brother, do you think, of you getting the invite to do some of the endurance races with that Porsche Penske Motorsport GTP team? Because obviously happy to see your IndyCar teammate Joseph winning there overall at Daytona, but having seen you at work back in the day in supercars, and obviously seeing you now in IndyCar and P2s, I know you would be a monster in a GTP car. You also don't want to ruffle any feathers with your boss, who's really nice.
Yeah.
But is it crazy for me to want to see you in that? Do you think there's a possibility? How does that work?
Oh, it's not crazy. I mean, of course, I'm a race driver. I want to drive anything I can, and certainly would love to have a crack at it. But ultimately, I've trusted the process since I was part of Penske. They've always put me in the right spot at the right time, whether that's right now in IndyCar, or when I was at Supercars, or making me take a year off at least in Supercars before I came to America or whatnot. Just I'm in a really good spot with them, and I just know that every movement that they do for me, whether I'm in the game or I'm not in the game with the Porsche seat or with whatever seat there is, they're always looking out for my best interest regardless. So it's worked so far to get me here in America and be achieving my dreams over here. So I'm just going to keep doing that. Absolutely. I'd love to be a part of it. I think it's definitely something that I want to try and tick off, is, being overall in some of these races like Petit, like Sebring, like Rolex, and then obviously there's other races overseas that I'd love to be a part of. Le Mans is obviously one of them. I'd love to go race the Bathurst 12 Hour again. Overall, I love racing everything, and if the opportunity come, for sure, I'd love to take it. I'd drive anything and have a good time doing it. And but I just know that every move they've made for me in my career has been a good one. So I've just got to trust the process and wait for my time. And if it doesn't come, I'll just keep doing the best job I can with the spot that they've got me.
Need to get you that McLaughlin Motorsports Lear, G6 or something, so you can just fly to all these events every weekend.
I think if I win about 15 Indy 500s, then I'll probably have one of those.
Let's close on one or two things here, brother. It was really awesome to see you announce here, I think the beginning of the week, that you've got a new driver experience type offering or package that you're doing. I know it's not exclusive to those from Australia, New Zealand, and whatnot. It's something that any fan of yours could buy into for the Indy 500, but I love seeing this, and I think I'm going to do a story about this here for Racer, about there is this new and awesome thing. Last year, for example, I think like late October, early November, Pato Ward, for example, did his first track day, right? His fans and whomever could, buy into the package, went to Circuit of the Americas, drove some supercars, and it's just kind of a, hey, Pato's got a lot of fans. He's a great, fun kid. Let's do something together. Tell me about this, brother, because you seem like a perfect fit for it. I'm glad to see you're doing it, but what came to mind to create it? What's in it? I love it.
I think, look, I've always been interested in doing it. The SCH group is a group in New Zealand, does a lot of tours with the All Blacks and the rugby team over there, and they do a big group for America's Cups and everything like that. So they were always keen. I knew a guy back there, and I've always been keen on doing something like a tour or something that, I've got a lot of fans back home that want to come and see me race in America, but, trying to do it, and have that cool experience is, it's tough, and you spend a lot of money trying to come here, and if you don't quite get the right experience, it's not the best thing. It's a lot of money for someone from Australia is what I'm saying. But this is a package. It's a seven-day package. You get to play golf with me. There's some go-kart and some cocktails. There's some there's cocktail nights, there's dinners with me, and then obviously being at the grandstand and biggest race of the year, and basically being, I guess you could say, on the inner sanctum with me, because obviously I'm going to do my best to, give my time to these people and give my time to, making this tour worthwhile, because it's not just the Indy 500 we want to do. I think potentially down the track, if this goes well, we want to do, other events on the calendar and just give people from down under a great experience. But then also, like you said, it's not exclusive just to people down under. Like, people from Indianapolis can put their name down and be a part of this group as well. It's not like a very exclusive thing just to people down under. So that was probably it's just always been an ambition of mine to have people from Australia and New Zealand experience the Indy 500, the biggest event in the world. And this has just amplified that and allowed me to have my own official fan group. So I'm excited to see a heap of people there. I think we've sold a lot of tickets already, which is unreal.
Wow.
So it's going to be pretty packed house, hopefully, and it's good for everyone. There's more people coming to Indy 500 too, which is awesome.
Well, no, I love that. You kind of hit everything I was thinking, because again, knowing that you just moved here full time a couple of years ago, and obviously your wife, amazing wife, she's from the US, so this is amazing. But just saying in general, like, you kind of just got here, and yet you've already built enough of a following domestically in the US. You already have the pre-existing fans back home. It's just so cool, man. Seriously, to see you to be able to do something like this. Like, if I did something like this, it'd be the biggest failure ever. It'd be like, hey,
I don't know about that.
My cats bought tickets and no one else. But like, you being able to do something like this, I just, it's great for you, but also, and I mean this, like, I hope we hear about little Davey Malukas, your best friend on track, doing something, because he's building a fan base. And name whatever other, Kyle Kirkwood, he's growing in popularity. Yep. I just hope this is something we see more drivers doing, because
it's important.
It brings in more people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just more and more. It's experiences. It's people. It's the hardest thing is you got to get people to our races, because the minute someone new comes to our race and they see an IndyCar for the first time, they're like, wow, that was amazing. I can't wait to come back here every year. And I guarantee you that the diehards in New Zealand and Australia and whatnot, the minute they come to the Indy 500 and they see this, they'll make it a ritual, and that's ultimately what we want. We want this to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's super awesome. It's super awesome. And to put my name on something like this, I'm really proud of it. And hopefully it goes well.
Brilliant. Let's close on this. So I've been holding off on watching this movie for months. Well, I don't know, a year, whenever it came out. It looked bad. Gran Turismo. It had all the like stereotypical things that don't exist in racing, but Hollywood thinks happens to exist, so they just perpetuate it. Like the shouty team boss, whatever boss guy who can magically see everything at all times around the racetrack, and who tells the driver, turn left, turn right, brake, pass them. I think the big phrase he used in this movie was punch it, right? Because you hear that over the radio. Tim Cindric runs over, grabs a headset, says, Scott, punch it. Like, it just, it had all the things in the just little previews where I'm like, oh, this looks like a dumpster fire. So having watched Jan Mardenborough come up, watched the whole GT Academy, been there at Le Mans when he made his debut, blah, blah, blah. Knew a little bit of the story, Scott. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this because the ad for it looks terrible. So I finally watched it on the flight home from Daytona, and guess what? It lived up to expectations. Absolutely. It was terrible. And I know you have a shared passion for this dumpster. Tell me about this, brother. Like, come on.
Well,
man.
I mean, it's very Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I guess the thing for me is, like, Rush or what's the other one that's come out lately? Rush or Ford versus Ferrari. Like those movies, they're not only good for people that are like diehards like myself and you, and we can be interested by them, but they also teach the common folk that don't have any idea about the racing. They teach them about the sport, where I feel like one like that is just, it's such a like the story's cool and how it all happened, and it's very true how it all happened. Absolutely, yeah, I'm under, bro. It's like, you know, he was massive, and GT racing there for a little bit as well. But yeah, just had too much Hollywood in it. It was just so frustrating. And yeah, I certainly hope like this F1 movie, whatever they're making for the Brad Pitt thing that was at the IMSA on the weekend, like I hope that's going to be pretty cool. But I imagine it's going to have a tinge of Hollywood that I guess they've always got to have. But this one just, yeah, a lot of people were raving about it. I get it, but for a keen racer like myself or yourself or whatever, it's just didn't hit the mark. But I guess that's why I'm not in the movie business, because apparently it was going pretty good on Netflix.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was weird though. That's the whole thing. Based on a true weird story. And
he kept passing people around the outside. And I tell you, if someone passed me around the outside like he was getting passed, I was going to put him in the fence. So, yeah, no. Yeah.
The stereotypical bad guy driver with no character development at all. You know nothing about him. He's just kind of European, maybe Germanic. I don't know. Drives a gold, shiny Lamborghini, which makes him bad. And he, again, you go, okay, hey, let's pick from the stereotypical character box and put them all in a movie based on a true story. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what happened here, but maybe I need to watch it again. But the main thing that stood out was, I think if and when I decide to retire from motor racing, I could have a career in Hollywood being the shouty team boss guy on the radio in these movies. I'm kind of big and loud, like that
could have been definitely like that. But we also don't listen to you either, so that probably tracks as well.
Even better. Yes, ignored the Marshall Pruitt story. I love it. I got my autobiography named thanks to you. All right, brother. Hey, appreciate you. Stoked for all that you're doing. Can't wait to see how this upcoming season plays out. And obviously, we'll catch up before then. But thanks as always for making time, brother.
No worries. Thanks for the chat, brother.